Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage, restoring 1972 broom. No, International Scout 2. So this is my vehicle, my project vehicle. I've had it since I was a kid. Just want to give an update for those of you following the project. Let me get this out of the way. As you can see, I've gotten a lot done, if by a lot done you mean tearing a perfectly good vehicle apart. It's been a while since I made a video, but it's not because I haven't been working on it. I have been thrashing like crazy on it, but making very little progress because what I've been doing has been pretty involved. So for those of you following the project, know that I have a list, and I sort of knocked out the easy stuff on the list, and then I moved my attention to move the engine backwards. Obviously, it being the powertrain for the vehicle, it's pretty involved because it affects a lot of things. Why did I want to move the engine backwards? One, I didn't have very much room from the front of the pump to the radiator. B, it was sitting a little low, so I had clearance issues down below. C, the way it was mounted before was this method that is something I could afford when I was a kid, which was basically these arms sitting off of the back of the, sitting off the engine block, and then they would sit on a motor mount flange with this puck style mount. And this is like hard rubber, and I just never liked it. I got a lot of engine vibration through the engine to the frame. I decided instead to opt for a stock style Crossmember Mount, which I made myself using a Transdap universal kit that I cut down and created mounts for. I finished that, and I just want to show you what I've done with it. Now, I know a lot of you complain that I'm using a 350, whatever, it's what I had when I was a kid. I bought it brand new, so the motor actually has low miles on it. I have some power upgrades for it, which are sitting in those boxes over there, but that's for another show. So this is the Transdap Crossmember, which I've sandblasted obviously, with the welded on pedestals from a Nova and the stock Nova engine mounts. And I created this Scout frame reinforcement because this basically will add a lot of structure and rigidity to the front frame, which tends to get stressed, especially down by where the back of the front leaf springs hits the frame. Those will just rut out and go right through the frame. So this actually runs all the way down to the rear spring mount support on both sides. And I had my friend Frank cut me out with a acetylene torch, cut me out some speed holes. And this really isn't for speed or weight, it's so that I can get a lot of surface area in the welding. So right now it's all tacked in. This pivots right now because I need to set my rear transmission mount. But once I get that set, the engine will come out and I'll fully weld all that in. The other thing I've done is I've taken the windshield frame out. I was getting rust bubbles where the windshield wipers exit the windshield frame. So I took the whole windshield frame off, took the glass out. I have new glass for it. So I need to scrape off all that rust. It's not too deep, which is good, so I don't have to do a lot of prep. So I'm going to get that to bare metal and then take some all metal and sort of reshape it a little bit and then paint it and put it back on. But I'm going to do a full paint on the truck, so that's going to wait. Once I get this engine out, I'm going to close up all the holes on the firewall that I don't need. Weld up all of this, and then I'm going to cut these shock tabs off and move them down here to sort of get the shock more inboard. There's no need for it to sit this far out. I don't need so much travel. I've got flat springs and short shackles, so it's overkill. So, but I am going to get Bilstein shocks, but they're going to be mounted down here, single shock setup. What else have I been working on? Yeah, I've been just piecing together parts and pieces of the build. Just an update on the list. So bump stops I've sort of put off. Electrical, you guys have seen the video on the quick wire. Heater I have mocked it up, so that needs to be rebuilt, but I have it. The rust I'm working on, that's why the windshield frame's out. Fuel, that's another show. Drive shaft, that's later. Steering column, blah, 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 blah. dash and gauge. I got a lot going on actually. So I have my dash and gauges. And I'm working on the rock slider mod right now and the rear shackles. So I will get into that on a future episode. So here's the list. I'm still working it. I have a lot of these parts. It's just that everything is on a Scout is custom. You know, the great thing about Broncos is you just order it, or a Jeep, you just order it and put it on. With a Scout, everything is custom, you know. So nickel and dimes you and takes a lot of labor. I'm actually having a lot of fun though because there's no rust on this thing. So I'm going to keep going. Just wanted to give you an update. Great to see you. See you next time on Matt's Garage.